Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York. Fox World News.
October 16, 5:05 America, New York. Russia fired more than 80 cruise missiles into Ukraine in retaliation of Kerch Bridge explosion, officials. Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered Russia's military to fire more than 80 cruise missiles into Ukraine in retaliation of the Kerch Bridge explosion.
Washington Post World.
October 16, 4:58 America, New York. Malta marks 5 years since journalist killed, seeks justice. Malta is marking the 5th anniversary of the car bomb slaying of an investigative journalist.
Mirror World News.
October 16, 4:50 America, New York. Ghislaine Maxwell claims inmate plotted to kill her as she slept in New York jail cell. Maxwell, convicted of trafficking underage girls, has claimed that during her time in a New York jail after her arrest an inmate plotted to kill her.
Mirror World News.
October 16, 4:49 America, New York. Ghislaine Maxwell claims infamous photo of Prince Andrew and Virginia Roberts as fake. Behind the lens of the camera is disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, who is reported to have taken the picture in March 2001.
New York Times World News.
October 16, 4:30 America, New York. China doubles down on COVID-0, despite economic toll. Xi Jinping doubled down on the idea that the measures have saved lives and vowed to continue the stringent set of policies. A temporary testing booth in a commercial neighborhood of Beijing, in September.
New York Times World News.
October 16, 4:08 America, New York. On Taiwan, Xi Jinping warns against international interference. The Chinese leader struck a firm note on unification with Taiwan, saying that Beijing reserved the right to use force.
New York Times World News.
October 16, 3:41 America, New York. Shooting at Russian training camp highlights chaos around conscription. 11 people were killed and 15 wounded in a shooting at a Russian military training camp near the Ukrainian border, Russian state-run media said. Technicians repairing an electrical power line that was damaged by a Russian missile in the southeastern city of Zaporizhzhia on Saturday.
Washington Post World.
October 16, 3:25 America, New York. Iran officials say Tehran prison blaze has been extinguished. Iranian media say a fire at a prison holding political prisoners and anti-government activists has been extinguished and that no prisoners have escaped.
Fox World News.
October 16, 3:12 America, New York. Teens are pouring milk out in grocery stores in new trend to raise awareness about dairy production emissions. Some environmentalists are going into grocery stores, grabbing milk cartons, and pouring their contents out onto the floor to raise awareness for meat and dairy production emissions.
Mirror World News.
October 16, 1:19 America, New York. Mexico shooting, 12 killed by gunman after he opens fire in bar massacre. The attack took place on Saturday evening in the central Mexican city of Irapuato, located in the state of Guanajuato, which is known for its violent turf wars.
Wall Street Journal World News.
October 16, 032 America, New York. China's Xi Jinping hails Communist Party's self-revolution in bid to extend rule. The Chinese leader opened a twice-a-decade Congress in Beijing with a defense of his 10 years in power and calls for a future of common prosperity.
Washington Post World.
October 16, 023 America, New York. All eyes on Xi as the Chinese Communist Party's Congress begins. After 10 years as his country's president and his party's leader, Xi Jinping is positioned for a historic third term.